next we move on to some of the strings and string method, or some of the string methods that you can use in order to manipulate data. So some methods include length, which returns the length of a string, char at some integer value. It returns a character at the index of x. So char at int x. If x was 1, it returns the character value at index 1. And substring, you can return a part, or this returns a part of a string that from index x to index y minus 1. And we will see some examples of these methods being put to use in the next slide. To uppercase, it essentially makes the entire string uppercase. And the same goes for lowercase. You can make a string, an entire string to lowercase. And you can compare two strings. So, for example, if you want to compare apple to orange, we know that apple comes before orange. And you can think of this as the dictionary. Apple comes before the word orange. And we will see how this works in the next slide. So an example that I have here is I have string ABC, and I assign ABC to the string. I assign string CDE, CDE, and EFG to string EFG. So ABC.length. This returns the value 3 because, as you can see, ABC contains 3 characters, so it returns a value 3. ABC.char at 1, so this returns the letter B. So the index always starts off at 0, or usually does. So for the string ABC, letter A is index 0, and letter B is at index 1. So this is why when we call the method char at for ABC, it returns the B value, or returns B. And for the substring, when we invoke substring onto the string ABC, we see that it returns AB. So as we saw in the previous slide, it returns, the substring method returns part of a string from index x to index y minus 1. So ABC, so letter A is in index 0, letter B is in index 1, and letter C is in index 2. But since we're returning from index 0 to 2 minus 1, it returns AB. And the method ABC.toUppercase does what you expect. It returns a capital version of the string ABC. So it's now capital ABC. EFG.toLowercase, it returns it to, or it changes EFG to a lowercase EFG. So next we do ABC.compare to CDE. So ABC compared to CDE. It returns a -1 because A comes before C. And if we were to do BCD compared to ABC, it returns 1 because C comes after A. In an example string problem, so string x equals I like Java, and we have some statements here: system.outprint x.length, system.outprint x.substring 0 to 9, and system.outprint x.char at 4. So you can see that x.length will return 11 because this the length method counts characters as well as spaces in this case. And substring returns part of a string. So in this case, it would return I like JA. So it starts at index 0 and prints all characters from 0 to 9 minus 1. So only until the 8th character is printed out. And char at 4 is K. And index starts at 0 once again, and it prints the character at index 4. So once again, we're always starting at index 0. And yeah, so you start from 0 and you count up until the letter K. And also the space is also included in the index values.